kind of incredible how much you can miss the rain.
Yeah.
Where we're from, rain is an everyday occurrence for large portions of the year. Especially for me, I live down in a valley in Kentucky, where I'm from. Lots of rain, constant rain. We lived in LA before moving to Arizona, where we never saw rain, almost at all the whole time we were there. Right in the middle of its worst drought ever. And then we moved to Arizona, where it's supposed to rain really heavy for one small season. And the year we moved here, it was like that, but since it's been kind of drought, no extra rain.
Yeah.
And so we're driving in the rain right now. It's pretty heavy. And we have to go slow because of it. Old Betsy here, A, doesn't like the rain. B, doesn't like where we're driving to and the reason we're driving for. She's mad at us, but I miss the rain.
You know what I miss more?
What?
The snow.
Yes! I miss the snow even more also. We've seen less snow than rain in our last, I mean, how long have we been away from home now? 6 years?
Something like that.
6, 7 years? I've seen snow while traveling for a job once or twice in 7 years. Whereas in the winter where we're from, again, near everyday occurrence through the winter.
December, it snows.
It snows heavy. I miss it. Now that we've been getting out more and driving more and planning more trips to see more of the world, I'm excited to see more of it. That's what I feel right now as we drive up north to make one of the biggest purchases of our lives.
It is, isn't it? I don't think we've ever spent so much money on one thing.
Nope, especially all at once.
They're really well built.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why we want one. And I mean, we've been living. We have a home in Arizona, but we travel a lot and work on the road.
Sure.
We live out of that.
Everybody here is pretty much homeless.
Really?
We live out of our cars. So.
Well, we know what it's like. I imagine how much better it'd be in that thing. I'm gonna take one more look inside this bad boy. That there is a dolphin, and I want it, but I'm not sure if we're gonna leave with it or the bread truck today. It's really important that there are 6 bolts here on this back axle. The ones that have 5, they're not terribly good at holding the weight for these things, but this is one of the good ones, so that's good. But there's a lot of silliness going on here. Half replace things, you know, but it's all vehicles like this, you gotta fix stuff up. We looked at the step van, and it's just not ready. The fuel pump's laying in the floorboard. Can't have it right now. This is what we keep running into looking for vehicles. People have them, but they're not really ready to go. So luckily for this place, there's also a Dolphin, this Toyota, to look at. So we're eyeballing it too, and it's in much better shape, though there's some really weird quirkiness to it, but we'll talk about that later. But look at that. There's the cab up there. It's so good. Bathroom back there. Toilet. A place for hand to sew. An old Dometic fridge, very cool. Sleeping space, more sleeping space, sink, stove, microwave. There's a lot going on, but you know, we gotta check it for leaks and stuff. I love the Dolphin seat covers.
There's just a lever right here that you pull.
Right.
And that allows this to go forward. And then just to, I mean, you can lock this. I never do because it's already secured, but you just lift it up and you got all the batteries in there. So we kind of just ran it through all those since it was already pre-wired up.
Gotcha.
We just got lucky. It's like, all right, so I have all the batteries right here. The charge controller is right here.
Gotcha.
I actually just have like a little light on that you can just tap and turn on and off. But
the good thing about the trip that we just made is that there's a Goodwill in between home and where we just went. It's just so far on the outskirts of Phoenix that we never make it out here. This is probably the third, maybe fourth time this Goodwill's ever been on the channel, so it's nice when we get to check it out.
I felt like starting in the dish section here. Last time I was here, I found a pretty rare Pyrex bowl, so I'm thinking maybe we'll start here. Little enamelware bowl, which if we do end up finding the right van, I definitely want to get a set of enamelware bowls, because glass rolling around in the back of the van while we're driving, probably not a good idea. Enamel though, totally fine. Though, speaking of beautiful glass bowls, these are really pretty.
Oh crap, Mist for Saturn is down there. I'd like to see these two on the bottom, and then
all the boys in the back were going crazy when these got donated.
really, I want both of those. Yeah.
So my plate set at home is not really a set, it's actually just a bunch of Goodwill plates, one of each just random pattern of stoneware. This is actually one of my favorite patterns at home. It's this like little floral thing. Summer Garden by Excel. It's a beautiful plate, but I don't need the little dessert plates.
This place looks pretty stocked. Got excited, thought it was a Furby. It definitely isn't. It's a lot of Nerf gun. Dude Perfect bows, all right.
Okay, I've figured out where all the Pyrex is. There's a gentleman here that has picked up 3 or 4 different pieces. He just put this one back. But I can see I'm not gonna want it anyway, so.
$2.29, I'll take it. Oh baby, let's go. Street Unleashed 2, I can't tell if that's actually it. Oh, it's Crave, it's a motorbike game. It's the wrong game. Man, that would have been awesome, especially for $1.29.
I'm gonna be real with you for a moment. I wish these were my size. I would totally wear them. Like glitter. That's pretty cool. They're very bold, but I'd wear them.
Hi.
I'll just take those games, please. I gotta get my coupon out real quick. Thank you very much. Well, that was kind of crazy and honestly a little bit difficult of a call to make. I mean, I made the call pretty quick. Mist is only like a $20 or so game complete. I got it for 10, and that's cool because I don't have a lot of Saturn games. And I do have a Saturn, so it'd be nice to have some stuff to play. But Mr. Bones was sitting there with its back and its case, but not its front.
So weird.
It's so frustrating is what it is, because it's a very valuable game, $75 complete. And it's worth like 40 loose, so maybe we're sitting on 50 here if I wanted to resell. I mean, I'm gonna keep them, but I'm very happy to have them. I think I have one Saturn game. I think it's like a fishing game or something. So you guys comment below and let me know if I should play either of these. I'm a little bit familiar with Mist, but I'm actually not familiar with Mr. Bones at all, other than I'm pretty sure I've heard it come up in some video game conversations for its silliness. But that was a good find. That made my day. Did you get anything?
I got a pair of jeans, and then you got that.
Yeah, I also got I mean, the games must be good if I'm not excited about Super Mario Brothers. But yeah, it was in there for $2, so why not?
Into a toy hauler,
Yeah.
and all this quads around in it, and slip in it too. Bed folds down.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a big king bed. Little something this size, or bigger, or smaller.
About this size is right. Because you know that's almost enough room, but I can't stand up.
Yeah, we stand on you have to stand up.
Yeah.
You're tall though, so you might
Yeah. Well, I'm never gonna be happy as tall as I am.
I can do handsprings in there myself.
Said he could do handsprings. Oh, this is plush stuff. Motor's running pretty good. What do you think?
It's the nicest one we've seen.
It's for sure the nicest one we looked at. There's no work done already on the inside. But, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, on one hand, we get to do with it what we want, but it's a lot of work. It's intimidating.
Wait till you see the paint job on the outside. I like these seats a lot.
He put these in himself. These are new seats for the van. It's cold butter right now.
Right.
Got shipped for everyone.
Yeah, it's real smooth.
What?
We bought a bread truck.
It's ours.
I don't know how good of a look you got at it while it was sitting in the man's driveway. Not really my style. I don't mind the Arizona so much. I think that was on there before this, but the guy that owned it carried his four-wheelers around. I checked the fluids before and after driving it. Everything looks good. The best part's these seats.
They look like fancy seats. Are they comfortable?
They're okay, you just can't lean back because the wall's there. So
Right.
it's all right. There's a lot of interesting features. There's a bunch of panels just screwed on here that'll come off. I think I can put a radio unit in there. Stuff like that. I've got my mind's running, you know. I guess we should show you the other side. The other side's not as bad as this side, though it's still not gonna stay. The other side looks like that. What do you think?
Like, this is spray paint, but it's acrylic on the other side.
Yeah, it's really strange. Some strange choices. And then a fold down bed, which was kind of funny, but it's also sketchy. I might actually still use the top of the frame, but I'm gonna get rid of all that other nonsense. Yeah, I'm gonna pretty much throw away everything that's in here. There's a couple nice seats in there,
Yeah.
but they're not really gonna be of any use to me. That stuff's definitely gonna get thrown away. Man. Honestly, it's pretty crazy that she fits in a normal parking spot, but she does. Just, you know, I got a lot of extra room, really. I'm not gonna do any extra work today. I'm very eager to. Sun's going down. I want to throw all this stuff away and start modifying, but we've got a little bit of a sketchy road ahead of us, getting it licensed and insured and stuff. We have to pass emissions here in this state, and that's got to be done. And honestly, once the emissions are passed, there's no problem getting it title switched over and all that stuff. But emissions are always scary. I've taken a brand new car in and still just felt like I'm just gonna be terribly unlucky and it's not gonna pass. But we gotta go take care of that first thing in the morning. Then it'll be smooth sailing, and then it'll feel like it's mine. We just gotta do something about that god-awful paint job. It is early the next day. I fell asleep really quick last night. I woke up this morning, put my work clothes on, my dirty work clothes. We're gonna get in this bad boy and get dirty. It's kind of weird walking outside the house, seeing this giant vehicle, this big, dumb van, and knowing it's mine. It's very strange. I've always wanted one. I've always wanted a van that I could stand up in. And now that dream has come true. I'm just, I'm walking over to see if we've got a tow sticker already. I don't expect to, but they come usually right before the weekends and put giant orange stickers on everything that isn't registered or is out of place or is clearly broken down. Like, you see this car right here, flat tire, not even in a parking spot, motorcycle in front of it. All have tow stickers. My van's definitely out of place, so I wouldn't be too surprised if there was one. But they probably don't come this early, so we're fine. But I'm gonna go do part of the work today to get it registered. Though our DMV's not open today, I'm not gonna be able to register it, but I'm gonna take it to get it emissions tested. I'm also gonna fix my seat. It's too high. I'm gonna pull it up to my van and get my toolbox, fix this seat. Gotta lower it. If I sit up comfortably, I can't see out. All right. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I'm just so tall, but it's fine. I can much more comfortably access the gas now. The way that it was, I was at a weird steep angle, but this is good. My vehicle has a draw door. What does yours have? Recyclable items only. What's the problem?
Your keyring is very full.
It's very full. Okay, so we actually just failed our emissions test. If you live outside of pretty much Arizona, I don't even think it's an Arizona thing. I think it's a city of Phoenix thing, and then like all of California, and maybe a few other select places around the country, or some of you guys in other countries are going to know there's emissions tests on vehicles to make sure they're roadworthy, to cut down on smog and stuff. Matter of fact, I think, Hannah, correct me if I'm wrong, but in California they call it smog testing.
I think so.
I think that's what it was, because I always call it here, people look at me. Here we just say emissions testing, I guess. But I know enough about these vans to know that it should pass. So when it failed, I was really surprised. But it turned out there's just one little silly connector down here that that's come out. So I got to replace it. No, it's in there nice and snug. I just need to cut this. My hands are too dirty to touch anything. Hannah, will you open the toolbox bottom drawer and get my snippy snips out?
Sure.
Oh baby, the snippy snips. Highly recommend these Milwaukee cutters. I'm gonna start with what I think is not enough. And now I just gotta plug this stuff up. It's not really something you're gonna be able to see. It's too dark back in here. I'm really just fiddling around with my fingers. I got one side in. So taking that thing to emissions and doing the little bit of work it needed to get it ready and stuff, that really ate up most of the day. There's not gonna be any huge build videos today. I mean, we're gonna get some stuff done. We're gonna take a closer look at it later, but it just took so much time getting through that line and waiting, and it's just, it's an ordeal. It's an all-day ordeal getting emissions tested here in Arizona. But we're going to In-N-Out, which you can kind of see right here, for lunch, because that's what Hannah has demanded. Hannah gets what Hannah wants. But this points out something very interesting about this van. You know, if we're gonna be rolling around the country and treating it kind of like a home on wheels, there's no way that thing's pulling in to the In-N-Out parking lot. We did a drive-by and it's like, nope, we're not gonna mess with that. So we're actually parked across the street at a large electronics store called Fry's. You may or may not be familiar. And we're gonna just cross the street at this intersection right here. And you know, you're gonna see a lot of that. People already just lose their mind in our comments sometimes that we park in the back of parking lots with our big van, which we do to just stay away from things, because it's our van, it's almost as long as that. Not quite. This is definitely a little longer, and it's just hard to maneuver. Terrible turn radius. This thing's even more so. We'll be parking very far away from things, very as far as we can, and we'll be crossing streets. So just get used to it, because that's what you do in big vehicles. Some people watching with bigger vehicles, and they look so stupid. That's mine. It looks so dumb. People with bigger vehicles might get it, but listen, In-N-Out, baby. How's your In-N-Out? Did you already eat it all?
I did.
Dang. You just ate it all.
I'm hungry.
What time is it? Do you have the time?
1:26.
1:26. We got to the smog place right at 9, or right between 8:30 and 9. So that's how long it took. I mean, that's not all day, but it just, it felt like work, and I kind of feel done now.
Yeah.
Well, luckily we went to that thrift store yesterday and got those Sega Saturn games. So I don't feel the need to rush to the thrift store right now. So I think we're gonna go home, throw the trash away out of the van, and just kind of stand in it and try to accept the fact that it's ours.
Behold it.
Behold it. Let's do it. My vehicle has a draw door. What does yours have? Now I gotta get rid of all the trash that was left in here. Gross. I think I see a rubber mallet. A rubber mallet and screws. Ow, it shocked the hell out of me. Somebody's BS screws. What even is this nonsense? All right, it's just screwed to the floor. I have to take those bolts out. More trash though. There's a line for an air compressor. So I guess we could plug an air compressor up in there if we wanted. Sometimes these vehicles will have those built in. This one did not. Someone just stored one up front and ran a line to the back. I found somebody's, ooh, it's a Tupperware with food. Ooh. Actually, it's not, but it really looks like it. It's not, it really looks like it. It's just like rusty screws. No thanks. Oh, first try, baby. Oh, thank the Lord. That was like 12 bolts just to hold this thing down. Whew. All right. This is not really ideal. There's not like an inverter and solar panels and stuff in this van yet, though there will be. This person's idea was pull up somewhere, run the extension cord out the back of the truck, and have power here and there. And I don't know, that light switch is just a general on and off for that box down there, probably. I'm interested in getting electricity ran in here in a certain way, but when I do, I don't think this is gonna be ideal. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that today. Probably nothing today. Just sharing thoughts with you. We're gonna have more serious videos in the very near future talking about plans and arguing with you guys as to whether or not we have to paint it yellow. I'm sure I'm somehow contractually obligated to do that at this point. Don't you think, Hannah?
Whatever you think, Derek.
Look at these seats.
We got seats.
Ooh, this one's got a pull-out cup holder. I'm gonna take that off.
Right.
That's getting salvaged. I'm not keeping the seats. I've got a way I'm going to build extra seats in here for passengers for the odd chance we need it, but it is not going to be these. They're too heavy, too bulky. But look at this. I'm gonna reuse this cup holder. There's 2 of them. Boom. I'm into it. I'm super into that. Don't worry about cup holders anymore. This is an upgrade. Look at that. I think I can actually mount that underneath your seat off to the side. So like, it'll kind of be in the way extended for coming back here. But like while we're driving and stuff. And there's 2 of them.
Hey.
We can both double fist it. My next big ordeal is getting this strange attempt at a Murphy bed off this wall. It's definitely meant to be a fold down bed, but of course, well, there goes cup holder number 1. It's really random. not any real use leaving it because it's just not quite in line at all with what we're trying to do here. It's all screws, I guess. Whew! I've unscrewed a lot of screws, but now we're pretty much just down to trash that needs to be swept up. This electrical design I'm not happy with. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the air compressor line off. It's not really gonna service us any. It's good parts and stuff, and I do have air compressors. So I'll probably put this in my storage unit and not waste it. There it is. There's an empty van. Considerable amount of space more than our van, especially considering you can comfortably stand up. Well, you can comfortably stand up in there. Hannah can comfortably stand up in there. I actually up front, I can stand up perfectly. Back here, I gotta hunch a little, but that was gonna happen no matter what we bought. I'm too tall for a Sprinter. I'm too tall for the tallest Ford Econoline camper shell. So either way, I was getting boned on the height, but this is still so much more comfortable than our van. I love it. I love it. Now, you know, there's a lot to discuss, right? We let you guys kind of help name the last vehicle. And I know you all want me to paint it yellow. And of course, we're not leaving the mural. We're not taking a vote on that. Right? The mural's got to go?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the mural's got to go.
You said it first.
Yeah, the mural's got to go. Here's the thing about painting it yellow, okay? This is what I told Hannah. She was like, are you going to paint it yellow? And I was like, well, if I do paint it yellow, it opens the door to it becoming the Tendomobile. Right now, it's gonna be a hauler. We're gonna haul our stuff 80% of the time and maybe live out of it 20% of the time, just like our van, right? And that being the case, I'm gonna paint over this mural, keep it white, and keep it basic, keep it like a camper, keep it not really drawing too much attention. If I let myself paint it yellow, it's gonna end up having a Tendo logo after that, and then a turtle shell on the back, and just as the same as the Hannah's back here laughing, just as the same as the Ninja Turtles have the Ninja Turtle van, Ninja Turtle mobile, there's gonna be a Tendo mobile, and it's gonna get more and more ridiculous.
It's just gonna devolve.
So if you let me paint it yellow, it's not coming back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's decision.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, we wood paneled the back of our van, and we've got ideas about how to do that a little bit different than we did last time. But the name of the game is going to continue on this build, just like our last van, to be very much thrift centric, right? We're gonna probably wood panel it with like shipping crates or something easily accessible that we could almost dig for trash or get for free from someone that's dumping them. They're on Craigslist for free constantly. That's what Hannah really wants to do. So, you know, we'll be able to panel the thing with no extra cost. I'm not gonna go crazy putting roof racks and stuff on the top, at least not right now. If we get out on the road and I see a serious need for that, I might, or something might show up at the thrift that will make me want to do that. But something really important to note about this bread truck that we bought, they're officially called step vans. If you didn't know, this is called a step van. Right here behind my bike, you can see step van 30. P30?
Yes.
Yes, P30. I forget that letter. It's called a step van, but I grew up calling them bread trucks. A lot of people will call them bread trucks. But the thing that made this one the one that I ended up going with out of everything we looked at is that it has a tow hitch. And not only could we pull something within the right weight if we wanted to, but I can attach some of my stuff that I actually keep on the roof of our van, can all attach there if I want to. There's options there for that. So that's the best part, that hitch. I'm so happy to have that. Hannah kind of wants to get a smart car and tow it behind. So that's something to talk about for the future. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you. I didn't know if I was gonna tell you this. It was 50-50 whether we were coming home with this bread truck or a smart car. Now, some of you are gonna giggle and say, but you two are giants, you're not gonna fit in a smart car. And you're not wrong, but we've ridden in one, we've sat in them, And here's the thing, head space, leg space, fantastic actually in a smart car. Side by side, as wide as we both are, probably not so comfortable on long drives, and you know, but we're comfortable enough with each other, okay? You know, if you weren't comfortable with someone, you wouldn't want to ride with them in a smart car. But a smart car actually also, I think, would fit in the back of this thing, though that would be ridiculous. So, and honestly, smart cars get such good gas mileage anyways. If we wanted to travel around with a smart car and park this thing and haul stuff, we could probably just drive it separate. But these are just thoughts for the future. They're ridiculous thoughts that I don't know how to classify it. It's ridiculous to buy this bread truck and pull a smart car behind with it and go do all our thrifting adventures and park and camp this thing for weeks at a time somewhere and then drive our smart car around to the local thrift. That's crazy. But I've got to say, I've turned the corner on the crazy. Having this channel, having the opportunities that this channel has now afforded us. I used to say crazy stuff like I want to drive a bread truck around and buy thrift stuff, and here we are. We're going to do that. So if Hannah wants to pull a smart car, and we can, that might just be what we do. What do you think?
I think it'd be great.
The smart car does have to be yellow, though. They come in red, yellow. They come in any color, but you see a lot of red ones and quite a few yellow ones. It's got to be yellow. But imagine the step van yellow pulling the yellow smart car.
We'd be a meme.
We're already a meme. We're already. I don't know what else to tell you about this thing. I mean, there's nothing else you need to know right now. We'll tell you lots of little quirky details as we go kitting it out and building it up. No air conditioner as of now. Most of these don't come with it at all. There's not a lot of hope of finding them with it. Some do. You'll find them. But it does have the controls, and the controls have the wiring harness. I haven't really figured out the engine, if the compressor and all that stuff's there. So maybe adding air conditioner is something I'll do. But that's like right at the top of my skill set, or at the bottom, or how do you want to say it? I could probably do it, but it's not something I fully understand. But it's something I think I'm on the edge of figuring out. Other little quirky things, the doors all do lock, though I have already had to repair this one. It didn't lock when we got it. The guy was like, that one doesn't work. I was like, okay, sir, I've already taken this apart and figured it out. It's got some fiddly parts in it that I'm gonna have to either have laser cut to be fixed, unless I can find this stuff. Maybe a pull of parts. But I can make it work for now. I've got it kind of patched up. Something else I got to do. A lot of these, this is all like the only damage on it. And honestly, all I got to do is unbolt some stuff and get to it. Most of that's going to push right back out. But there's like solid coverings here. But I think I'm going to be able to make that dent look better than it does. So the thing that sucks the most about the exterior is a lot of those things, front and back, are just kind of rough. But luckily, most of these standard sizes, you can still just kind of get these like 5 or 6 at a time and replace them. I hate this back door. It has these weird vents, and I can replace that if I want to. But most people that buy a bread truck for recreational use, first thing they do is replace the back door, build it out, frame it like a house, and put like a door on it or something. Not decided. You're gonna kind of find that's the theme of today's video. Majorly undecided on a lot of changes and renovations for this thing. So as far as discussing further what we're gonna do, there's a few points that I'd like to point out that will probably help you understand why we're gonna make the choices in the future about how we build this thing out. Number one, we want to travel. So we want to be able to live in and out of it on the road when we do our road trips and stay on the road longer. And in doing so, we have to be able to put a mobile workshop in here. We are making most of our living right now selling denim jeans. We spend all of our time on it. We are moving towards that more and more and more. You'd be surprised how much time we put just into jeans. Hannah's in there sewing. I'm emailing some of our contacts at some of the places we sell all the time, trying to get ourselves a better deal and more opportunities. And it's incredible how much time that takes up. That being the case, how do we live out of this thing and sew out of this thing? These are all things that I don't know the answer to, that I've got ideas and notebooks that I've drawn that I want to get to, and so that really has to be kept in mind. But there's another complication in that we're going to try to spend as much time on the road as we can, but we're also still going to be spending a lot of time at home. So I want to still be able to use this van to haul stuff. So whenever we build this thing out and wood panel it and all those things, I want a lot of it to be removable, not the wood paneling, but if we put a bed in there, if we put a sewing machine, so that when we come home, the camper part of it can come out and go in the storage unit and we can just use it to haul if we want. These are all things I want, but I'm at the kind of the point with all the ideas that I probably can't have it all. You know, maybe the bed comes out and the back half of it is still open to carry stuff, but then the workshop is permanent. You know, I don't know how these things are going to go. But that's pretty much where the van is at right now. Prepped and ready to get to being built out. Hannah, those are my major feelings. Give us your major feelings about the whole thing and where we're at.
It's gonna be like a lot of work. It's gonna be a long road ahead.
Are you overwhelmed?
A little bit. I mean, it's gonna be really fun having this giant open space to just make into what we need it and what we want it to be. But it's gonna be really cool because it's that creative outlet. We can kind of just, you know, be ourselves.
Yeah, well, right. That's a perfect point. The creative outlet of this right now is just like tickling my fancy, because we're going to do our normal thing every day, and I'm going to come out after I'm done shooting our daily video and work on the van a little bit more and just keep pushing it in the right direction. You know, it's going to be a daily little creative thing we get to do. What do we get to go paint today? What do we get to screw in today?
And I think it's going to be really fun thrifting the stuff that we are going to get too, and like, having this be a thrifted, recycled vehicle kind of thing too.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun.
Oh, every nook and cranny of this thing's pretty dirty, but we got to the point where we're comfortable with it. We'll probably give it its deepest cleaning right before we get to like wood paneling it and stuff. We'll just make sure there's no dust in anything, and then we'll kind of seal the walls up. I'm looking forward to that, but for now it's just a clean, empty canvas. Really, we get to drive around town, thrift and stuff. But Hannah, why don't you show them how big this thing is?
It's real big. It's with the door here, I could definitely fit, but I have a lot more headroom up here, and that's really great. And like, I can almost touch both walls, but it's nice and roomy. I think, like, honestly, we could fit 2 full beds in here. Like, it's enough space. So I think it's gonna be really cool whenever the beds are in, and then we've got our workstation, and it's gonna feel a lot more homey with all the boards up and some flooring. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Is it a dually?
It is a dually. Yeah, it's a Chevy.
Has it got a V8 in it?
It's a V8 Chevy. You're totally right. I spent a lot of the day today just kind of rewiring stuff that the previous owner did a bad job on. Like, there's fans and rear view camera.
Well, just get you some white paint, painted panels.
Yeah.
The rest of it don't look too bad.
No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna paint it solid white for now and just make it look inconspicuous.
All right, man. Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
All right, well, come on out here to Arizona and ride in it with me.
I will. I want to drive it.
We can park your motorcycle in the back. Hey, how many motorcycles do you own right now?
4.
4 of them? I could haul all of them at once.
You could probably haul 5 or 6 too.
Yeah, I could. Just another example of kind of the same thing going on with the rest of this van. Someone didn't really take the time to scrape these letters off, just paint it over them, and we'll have a pretty easy time just scraping them off. Coming right off. They'd come off even better with a little heat.
Yeah.
See if you can scrape this 4-wheeler off. You want to see how a pro does it? I think it can go a lot faster. You just got to have a good blade. See how just, if you get underneath of it.
You tag this video satisfying?
Satisfying. Look how nice and white the original white underneath there is.
It's so nice.
And this
shiny.
And they use just some cheap house paint on top of it. Yeah, we got our work cut out for us, but I'm excited about it. We're gonna need a lot more of these blades.
that looks great.
You're so dumb. I love how they painted over. It used to say Arizona Dome. Have you been able to tell?
No.
Ceilings.
Ceilings, yeah.
And then there was a phone number. Oh, so it's just Arizona Dome ceilings. We'll probably, before we do our paint job, get all this off, and then I'll hit it with a light sanding, get it all back down to even, and we'll put a nice white coat on it. Unless it is in my contract that it has to be yellow. I really do want to, like, I want to be clear. I want to paint it yellow. Hold on. You got schmutz on you. You got paint.
No.
You got paint on you, guys. You guys got paint on your face. I can't get it all off. Do you see the little fleck?
I don't. It just makes this funny.
I look like a crazy person. I want to paint it yellow, but I wasn't joking. If I paint it yellow, it's just a rabbit hole. It's going to become the Tendo-mobile.
Everybody across the county, or country, not just the county, will know it's ours.
And that's, you see the downside of that, right? If it's the Tendo-mobile, you can't hide anywhere. Not that I'm going to be able to hide anyways, because even in our black van, people run up in the thrift stores all the time and are like, we just stopped because we saw your van, which is fine. You know, holla at me at the thrift store. It's not a big deal, but like, we're going to be in this thing and, you know, in the middle of nowhere. On one hand, if it's the Tendo-mobile and it says Tendo.com or whatever, that's not my website. If it says TendosTrash.com, yeah, that's a good billboard. But then we're just too obvious. We can't go park this thing in an industrial zone and just hide out for a bit if we need to, you know, to sleep overnight or something, which is a huge part of conversion camping. That car's loud. That's coming off really, really well.
It's actually really nice to watch.
Wouldn't this van be beautiful if it was that white?
Yes.
All right, your turn. I'm tired of this.
Okay.
Are you tired?
It's just my fingers hurt.
Well, you've made a mess. You've made a mess. Look at all this blue.
Oh my God.
I'm almost gonna have to like. Oh yeah, and I texted your mom that we bought a picture of you working on this, and she just replied, hold on, I'll show you. Did you guys buy that?
Oh no.
What should I say? Yes.
Yes.
We'll see what she says back.
It's ours.
We bought a bread truck, Mom. Are you tired?
Finish it.
You're on the last letter.
Last letter, my fingers hurt.
Well, you're having a hard time because you've jammed up the scraper with the sticker. I was gonna call it paint, but it's not painted. It's a vinyl sticker.
You're so good at it.
I'm so good with. I'm so good.
You're the best. Perfect scraper.
See if your mom said anything. Yes, she said, well, it's big.
Oh, it's big.
Yes, it is, Mom.
She found something nice to say.
It got my eye.
No.
Wear safety glasses, kids. Also, kids, don't buy bread trucks. Just
be responsible, I guess.
probably don't.
Yay! Just Arizona domes and a phone number and mates left.
We got one word done. We'll get the rest done tomorrow because we're about to lose daylight. I don't know if you can tell, but the sun is setting and we got some storm clouds rolling through. All right. Whew.